Good evening. Happy Wednesday. I thought yesterday was Wednesday, but turned out today's Wednesday. Well, okay. Okay. Uh, let's talk about something else other than mathematics. Mathematics we'll get back, okay? Uh, I mean, that epsilon minus p matrix or triangle, that's just kind of flip side of gold box triangle. So we are talking about subtraction instead of addition, right? So it's not two different concepts from gold box triangle that we tried before. It's just giving it a new twist, new angle, right? So we continue with that epsilon minus p triangle, okay? Really explore that possibility because it's kind of interesting, all right? Yeah. But we'll do that later. Before we get back to mathematics, let's talk about something else, okay? So, you have food corporations like Cargill, Monsanto, among others. They're big international food corporation in America, okay? So, uh, if you so this anti-tobacco, anti-alcoholism, anti-tobaccoism, anti-tobaccoism, you see all this advertisement. So obviously they are supported by some big financial resources, and I'm kind of guessing probably big pharmaceutical companies, and also big food companies that sell like sugar and fat, and you have pharma. So you have these two competing ideologies: so pharmaceuticalism, drugism, prescription drugism, and sugar fatism. Okay, backed by pharmaceutical corporations, international, very big corporations, and also yeah, food industry. Okay, most like I'm guessing they are behind this anti-tobacco alcoholism. Okay, all this advertisement campaign, because those are competing forces competing for market share, your money. All right, so because yeah, I do tobacco and alcohol, right? But I don't do sugar and fat. I don't do prescription drugs because I do tobacco and alcohol, and that's good enough for me. Okay, so and these people they probably know that, right? So I think they are behind this anti-tobacco, anti-alcohol campaign. All right, so you should always see what's going on behind the scene. All right, so because people may lie or they may not know what they're talking about. They may be ignorant or they may be deceptive. All right, so like for example, Miss young lady, Miss Greta Thunberg, the anti-climate change lady. I don't think she really cares about the earth or climate change at all. I think the only thing that why the reason why she's doing what she's doing is to get attention, to become a star, celebrity. Yeah, money, power, fame. Okay, and also she does not want to go back to school. She doesn't want to study. She'd rather rather travel the world, give out speeches and interviews, be on the front cover of the magazines internationally. Yeah, I'm sure she's having really good time nowadays, being a huge celebrity, like giving speeches in front of United Nations Assembly, right? Yeah, Miss Greta Thunberg, right? I don't think it's about climate change or protecting the earth. I don't think so. I think she's doing it for money, huh? Fame, attention, and also making excuses not to go back to school and homework. She doesn't want to do that. She'd rather just play in front of cameras, right? Yeah. Now, let's talk about negative oil price, right? I mean, we talked about negative price way back, right? So why oil price become negative? The neoclassical supply demand curve theory that cannot quite explain negative price. Okay, no matter how the supply go to the right side, the demand curve go to the left side. Yeah, price becomes zero, but never become negative, right? So that's the limit of the neoclassical supply demand theory by Professor Alfred Marshall. But our alternative, it nicely explains that because price, something like delta price is equal to delta demand minus delta supply, something like that, right? Yeah, so negative price is built in that equation, all right? It's this better equation, okay? So why oil price is negative? It's because there's too much oil being produced and too little demand. So if oil is being produced and there's no demand, then where does this oil go? Storage, right? So it will take a lot of money to store that oil. Okay, so that's why it takes too much money. So people don't want the oil retail shop or the supply chain. They say, "Oh no! If you want us to take your oil, then you have to give us money for it. Why? Because we'll have to rent another extra storage unit, and they cost a lot of money. So you'll have to pay some of that storage unit rental fee. Okay, so that's why. Okay, that's why price goes negative. Okay, what else? Let's talk about this American composer, female Miss Florence Price. She is half white, half black. Her father was black, her mother was Caucasian, and so yeah, she's half and half, and so I don't think it's politically correct to say she's African, the very first famous African American female musician. Because what about her Caucasian heritage? She's half black, half white, so it's not politically correct to say she's African American. What you can say correctly is she's African American descent. She's mixed, half and half. Okay, so just like President Barack Obama. Okay, half and half. So they played her music, so I looked her up, and I mean radio. I really liked her music, like piano concerto with one movement or something like that. Yeah, it was very good. Yeah. So okay, what else? I think that's about it. Ah, boy. So we gotta somehow find some interrelationship between the art composites and primes, right? Yeah. Yeah, we keep thinking about it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. By the way, the every now and then, my feet hurts, plantar plantar fasciitis. It came back. Okay, it did come and go, right? So tomorrow probably I won't run. I'll do ground swimming instead for cardio. Yeah, getting old, getting old. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this mathematics. that we're doing is very dry subject. That's why I have to drink vodka and smoke cigarettes while I do it, because otherwise I wouldn't do this, because it's just dry subject matter. All these numbers and letters, symbols, right? Uh, okay, but let's get back to this discussion. So, Contra-Goldbach's conjecture states that in this epsilon minus p triangle, there exists at least one row where uh, all there exists an even integer where this even integer minus primes, they are all odd composites. Yeah. Okay. Let's take a break, okay? Oh, because we'll get back to mathematics, shall we? After a break. Um, yeah. I kind of had a long day, okay? So that's why I'm kind of low energy right now. But, okay. Let's take a break. So, okay. Okay. We talk about something else first, though. Okay. Yeah, I'm just bringing this up so that we get ready. But um, oh, so uh, they say first lady Melania Trump, her birthday is coming. Well, happy birthday. I think she's cool. First lady Melania Trump. I think she's very beautiful lady and also very good first lady. Yeah, supporting her husband, and yeah, we all appreciate that. And yeah, she's cool. Happy birthday, yeah, to first lady. She's cool. So, in the news, like ex Vice President Joe Biden, he said he would be thrilled to have ex First Lady Michelle Obama to be his running mate as the vice president. I would be thrilled too. Yeah, she's cool. Yeah, yeah, they're cool. Okay, all right. Okay. Should we really do this? I mean, maybe, maybe we shouldn't do this today. Okay, because I'm kind of burning out. All right, because yesterday my fingers start hurting. All right, so today I used exclusively my left hand. So I'm kind of ambidextrous because I was like, yeah, we spent too much time yesterday doing this. Okay, so maybe we should take a break from all this. Okay. Then what else do we do? What else do we talk about? I don't know. Economics maybe? Not really. Well, let's just get back to this, okay? Because really don't have anything else to talk about. So, what this is saying is this, okay? The we have list of odd numbers, and there are two kinds of odd numbers: primes or composites. Okay, and they are mutually exclusive. All right. Oh, the underlined odd numbers here, they are composites. Okay, and because they are so the relationship between odd composites and primes, and in our convention, all primes are odd. Okay, we exclude two. Okay, for the sake of convenience, because it's no big deal. It doesn't hurt. All right, and we include one as well. So the interrelationship between one relationship between odd composite and primes, odd primes, are such that they constitute complete set of odd integers, positive odd integers. Also, they are mutually exclusive, so their relationship is both disjoint and complete. We talked about that, disjointedness and completeness, right? Yeah. So there are two subsets of odd numbers. Now, prime number theorem, it states as this number gets bigger and bigger, the distribution of primes, it gets rarer and rarer, and prime gap increases. Okay, so that's some of the implication of prime number theorem that they proved it. Okay, so meaning odd composites, they become more and more frequent. Okay, so we have prime gap and odd composite gap, right? So odd composite gap decreases. Later on, odd composite gap, it will be like 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 mostly. Okay, just like in the beginning, prime number gap, they're like 2 2 2 2 2, right? Yeah. So prime gap increases and odd composite gaps decrease. All right. Prime gaps increase, odd composite gap decrease. Prime numbers get rarer and rarer, but odd composites, they become more common, more and more common. All right, because there's two flip sides. They're disjoint complete set to each other. Okay, subsets. So yesterday we wanted to explore more about the dynamics. Okay, so you have some even number epsilon minus p, right? Uh, the entry in this epsilon minus p um, triangle matrix, we just call it gamma, okay? Yeah. Because count is it closely related to Goldbach's conjecture, okay? So yeah. Well, yeah, we'll reuse this letter gamma, okay? Uh, so ith even number minus jth prime, that's the no. So we are subtracting. Yeah, we just call it subtraction matrix. Okay, how about that? Yeah, we'll use S. Okay, so S for subtraction. Okay. So and when it comes to prime gap and the dynamics between prime gaps and odd composite gaps, it is conceivable that this even number exists where the entire row in this matrix is consists of all the odd composites. It is conceivable actually, especially when this even integer gets very big. Okay. Yeah. So because let's say some even number, okay, then even number minus p1, even number minus p2, okay, and even number minus p3, dot, and some even number minus px, which is the smallest positive integer in this given row, alright, and assuming They're all odd composites. Yeah. But this has to be a subset of odd composites. Okay. I don't think it's necessary that it's complete odd composites because yeah. So the obvious question is, in this given row, when epsilon is very, very big, will we have enough odd composites to fill this row? Because we cannot use primes in this row, according to anti-Goldbach's conjecture. All right. So will we have enough number of odd composites? We somehow need to find this x. All right. Yeah. And we know this x is less than I. All right. This x is less than I. I. I'm omitting I here. Okay. Why? Because yesterday we found out that the positive numbers, lower triangle. Okay, positive numbers. It starts. Well, let me grab the other whiteboard. Okay. So, okay. Okay. So this is the main diagonal here, all right? And positive numbers, it starts below the main diagonal, meaning the 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 very last positive number, all right? Its index is less than the I index because I is right here, and this guy is like I minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I minus 5. Okay. In this row, until the diagonal, you have 14 entries. Okay. But positive integers, there are only 10 of them. Nine of them. Okay. Because there are 5 negative numbers. Okay. And the gap between this main diagonal and this positive number kind of jigsaw puzzle, jagged diagonal, kind of like tussle, okay? It, the gap between the main diagonal and this jigsaw puzzle diagonal, that gets bigger and bigger, as you can see. Okay? So so it is kind of conceivable that somewhere along down the line, it is conceivable, if not possible, it is conceivable that uh, these positive numbers in a given row is filled with all the odd composites and no primes. That is conceivable, if not possible. Okay. I mean, if not impossible. Okay. Whatever. I'm kind of having mathematician's block because spent too much time doing this last night. Oh boy. So, in order to disprove contra Goldbach's conjecture, the only thing we need to prove is this: for each row, we can find at least one prime in a given row. All right, and in the beginning, yeah, because prime numbers are very dense, very easy to find prime numbers, but because numbers are small, right? Um, but as number gets bigger, prime numbers get rarer. So, and this positive row subset in a given row, it becomes relatively smaller than this main diagonal. Okay, so maybe it's not too difficult to fill this positive row, partial row with odd composites because odd composite gets more and more common later on. Yeah, so it's not quite obvious actually. Well, let's underline all the primes here. There's still quite a lot. I mean, odd composite, there are only like three of them. Hmm. Hmm. Yesterday, I remember I tried to think in terms of prime gap progression and odd composite gap progression, and yeah, with prime gap progression, yeah, every single prime gap has to present here because that's how we construct the prime sequence, right? But when it comes to odd composite, you have 25, 35, and 45, right? So it's not necessary that we have consecutive odd composites. That's not required. All we required is have some subset of odd composites in an increasing order. That's all that is required for contra Goldbach's conjecture to be true. Hmm. Mm. Mm. We know that when number gets bigger, odd composites they become very common. So later on, it will be very common to have odd composite gaps to be two, like two, two, two. Just like for small numbers, because prime numbers are so common. There are so many twin primes. Prime gap two, it happens a lot when numbers are very small, right? Flip side of that is this: when numbers are big, so prime numbers get rarer, and odd composite becomes very uh, frequent. So there will be a lot of odd composite gap of two because they'll be right next to each other most of times when numbers get very big, right? And as number gets smaller, yeah, there's odd composite very rare. So and prime gap being bigger later on. So prime gap increases as you go that way, and odd prime gaps they decreases as you go that way in a given row. Okay. So odd prime gap, I mean, prime gap and odd composite gap, they're kind of having the similar pattern here in this. Okay, so prime gap as you go to the left, it gets smaller and smaller, right? And later on, when epsilon is very big even number, yeah, odd primes initially they're pretty big, and then from on the right side, as you go to the left, yeah, number as numbers gets big, odd prime get they get smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay, so and when it comes to odd composite gap, uh, it's not necessary in that hypothetical epsilon where the entire row is composed of odd composites. It's not necessary that those odd composites are consecutive numbers of odd composite set. there could be some missing art composites in the middle. Okay, but they just need to be in increasing order. Okay, there could be a subset of this consecutive art composite window. Okay, all right. We're kind of designing it. All right, designing this epsilon, whose role consists only of art composites. Okay, and to see if it is ever possible. All right. Yeah. All right. Let's take a break. Okay, and then we'll switch to the whiteboard and we'll think about it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I just had a very long day. Okay, so I'm kind of low energy now. So now I was busy. All right. Okay. Let's switch out the whiteboard again. We'll do this a lot today. Okay. Because I am struggling to understand what's going on. Alright. I'm really struggling. Okay, so we are focusing on the composites. Okay? That's what we are focusing on. So let's write them down in reverse, just like you would see in the hypothetical epsilon. Okay, so you have 9, 15, 21, 25, odd composites, all right, 27, 33, 35, 39, 45, 49, 51, 55, 57, 63, 65. Okay? Now, what I mean by we only need a subset of this is this. Okay? In given that epsilon row, we can have like 15, 25, 39, 55, and 65, whatever, okay? This is allowed. Why? Because the only thing that is required for anti-Goldbach's conjecture to be true, this row in the epsilon row, it should not contain any prime numbers. That's the only thing that is required. Alright? So we don't need this odd composites to be consecutive. That's not required at all. Alright? Of course, the biggest odd composite should be epsilon minus 1. Okay? Alright. And also, okay, there's some additional requirements. So, first, 3 prime gaps are 2s. Okay, so you have epsilon minus 1, epsilon minus 3, epsilon minus 5, right? They all need to be odd composites. But that's fine. If epsilon is big enough, yeah, odd composites will be very close together because prime numbers will become very rare as epsilon becomes very big, right? So this is possible. That's, I mean, conceivable, if not possible, it's conceivable. Oh. You know, life gets so difficult when you are injured. I have this sore foot. It's my left foot that is sore because the arch of my left foot is higher than my left foot. Okay, so yeah, you tend to have more soreness. Okay. So let's pick two random odd composites here. We call it epsilon x and epsilon y. All right. And the difference between the two will be summation of consecutive odd composite gaps. Okay? And that also has to be the same as summation of prime gaps as well. Okay, so that's what's required for this guy to be true. The anti-Goldbach conjecture, for it to be true, what we need is this gap between two odd composites, which is a summation of some consecutive odd composite gaps. We just call it composite, okay? So the gap between two composites in a given epsilon rho, we know this gap between two composites should be summation of some consecutive composite gaps, right? And also that has to be also summation of, so okay, this gap, okay, so we call it gap delta, okay, this delta for difference should be equal to sigma some consecutive of composite gaps, okay, and it should be also same as some prime gaps. Yeah, okay. That should be true for all these gaps between two adjacent composites in a given row. So that's the requirement. All right. Is that possible? Yeah. Yeah. So that's why we need to explore the interrelationship between odd composite gaps and prime gaps. All right. So your partial summation of uh, composite gaps, partial summation of composite gaps. Okay. this skipping happens, all right. When they're next to each other, yeah, it's just two, right? And okay, so let's write down prime gaps. Okay, two, 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 four, two, four, two. 4, 6. Two, 6. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's take a break, all right? Oh boy. We don't want to give up, but at the same time, we don't want to burn out, right? We have to take pace. I'm so low energy now. Had a long day. So. But yeah, in my job, line of job, yeah, I got a lot done today. Okay, so that's why I'm so kind of tired. Hmm. Okay. Add composite sequence, it's fixed, right? It's not some arbitrary number. So it's this concept of grouping composite gaps and prime gaps and matching them. All right. So if we abstract this, let's say you have numbers n1, n2, n3, n4, n5. Okay. And sigma gap sigma 1, prime gap sigma 2, prime gap sigma 3, prime gap sigma 4, right? And you have composite gap sigma 1, composite gap sigma 2, composite gap sigma 3, composite gap sigma 4, right? Uh, Actually, you have to reverse, all right? And the difficult part is that when whereas the prime gap starts from one, G1, G2, blah blah, right? But composite gap doesn't always start from one, okay? Because the very rightmost composite number, it doesn't have to be nine, okay? It can be 15 or 21, okay? You can start with whatever. All right. Of course, there's some predictable rules in our epsilon minus p triangle, right? We know when it starts from 1 and next row is always 1 plus 2, 1 plus 2, blah blah. And the height of that rectangle is always prime gap minus divided by 2. Okay. Yeah, okay. There are a lot of work to do. Let's take a break from this. So when Galois and Abel they came up with group theory, of course they worked independently. They were more focusing on developing their own theories as opposed to learning what other people did. Okay, so that's why they were able to develop group theory for the first time. Okay, yeah, we are kind of doing the same thing. Okay, we are busy doing our own thing. We don't have time to learn from other people. Every now and then, yes, but mostly we spend more time developing our own theory. Okay, so yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But once you start this composite gap, then they have to be consecutive. Okay. Yeah, you can group them, summation them, group by group, but individual composite gaps has to be successive. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. We are making a progress step by step. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. So you have prime gaps increasing that way, and then the other way you have uh, prime gaps in general they increase. Yeah, they fluctuate, but in general they increase. Okay, but composite gap they decrease because prime gap decreases increases. That's why composite gap decreases. But we are writing composite gap the other way, so that way, yeah, composite gap decreases, so they kind of match. Increasing prime gap that way to the right, and decreasing composite gap to the left. So at least the direction of increase and decrease it kind of matches. Alright, so that's why it is conceivable, if not possible. It may be impossible, but still we can imagine it's conceivable intuitively that such epsilon they would prove anti-Gauss-Box conjecture. It is conceivable. All right. Yeah, that makes our proof more difficult and perhaps disprove more easy. Okay. Who knows? Maybe we'll disprove Gauss-Box conjecture. Okay. I don't know. We keep our mind open, right? Uh, hmm. We'll take a break very soon. At least we got this one down. That's very good. I made a mistake. Actually, this is not sigma of gaps. It's just gap. Yeah, my bad. Because by definition, given rho in this epsilon minus prime triangle, if there's two numbers are next to each other, there's only one prime gap in between. Okay, okay. Now, can this should be sigma or just composite gap? Sometimes this odd composite do they skip sometimes? Let me take a look. Let me take a look. Is there some omission? All right, given row. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are some omission. Okay. Okay, so this one should be sigma then. Okay. But can these two adjacent numbers, can it be two odd composites that's not consecutive in odd composite sequence? Hmm. Let me see. We are asking the right questions. Okay. So Yes, sometimes it does skip. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need Sigma. Okay. Okay, we're making progress. Okay, let's take 5 minutes break, okay? Hmm. We just call it Sigma 1, 2, 3, 4. We won't get confused. Just first group. Okay. Mm-hmm. Alright, let's take a break. Interesting. Alright. Very good. Ah. Whew. Ah. Yeah, it's long-term project, really. Yeah. Yeah. I don't need this. Okay. Why am I laughing? Uh, this YouTube series taught me a lesson. Google YouTube series. I was very rude. That's why I had to not upload just 200 episodes. Okay, but it made me a better person. I became softer. I'm still growing up. Everybody, they should continue to grow up intellectually and also in their character, personality wise. Alright? I am. Live and learn. Also teach. Okay? Yeah. Jesus Jan rule. Love thy enemies. Okay? Be respectful. Yeah. I softened up quite a bit. I matured. I'm nicer. A lot nicer now than before. Smoothing out the edges, rounded character, well-rounded personality, that kind of concept, right? Yeah. And it's helping my legal profession as well, okay? Because when I was writing in the beginning, you know what? Snakes, juvenile snakes, baby snakes, they are more dangerous. Why? Because when they bite, they don't hold back the poison in their venom, in their fang. So smaller snakes, they are by far more lethal. Okay, because when the small snakes bite, they don't preserve for later. They just pour out all the poison in this one bite. They are by far more lethal. But adult snakes, they learned to spare their venom. Okay, because that takes a lot of energy to produce the poison. Okay, so they spare their energy. So when they bite, they give out this poison just a little bit. Okay, so in analogy to humans, yeah, immature people, when they criticize, like I used to criticize somebody, they become too harsh, right? That's immature people. But mature people, they know how to be more diplomatic, right? So when they criticize somebody, they're kind of gentler, nicer, right? Just make a point, just a little bit, right? Yeah. So, okay. All right. So nowadays, when I do essay writing or legal writing, I'm a lot nicer, all right? And which is the way it should be. It's way to go. Respect for your opponents, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's think about. So we got this down, right? Um, Sigma composite gaps should be equal to one prime gap, one-to-one correspondence. All right. Now let's find some numerical interrelationship between prime gaps and composite gaps. It's right here. Okay, your prime gap, prime gap, prime gap, and then every now and then you have odd composite. So there'll gap between that 6, 6, 4, 2, 6, 2, 4. That's the composite gap sequence, odd composite gap sequence. Okay, and it will decrease. It become more like 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Why? Because odd composites, they become more and more common later on, and primes, they become rarer and rarer. right? Yeah, yeah, the prime number theorem, right? Mm. Asymptotic behavior. Yeah, it helps. It does help us, right? Though I didn't study the proof thereof, but it helps. Yeah. Because when I was in middle school in Seoul, South Korea, some of our mathematics teachers would tell us, sometimes this whatever theorem, just take the result. Because life is short, okay? Yeah, you don't have to study the proof of these theorems, okay? They already proved it. Just take the result, okay? Because life is short, okay? Yeah, some of my Korean mathematics teachers when I was in middle school, high school, okay, they'll tell me that, so I think it's very good advice, right? Yeah. So what's the interrelationship between composite gap and prime gap? Is there one? Uh, let's see. Um, we will need more examples, okay? Because up to here, I do see a definite pattern, okay? And I wonder if that pattern is consistent as numbers get bigger, right? But so far, the pattern is this, right? You have odd composite, okay, surrounded by two primes, and it's average of two surrounding primes, right? At least in this example so far. When there are two adjacent odd composites, okay, you find the surrounding primes and you find the average 26, right? And you subtract one, add one, then you get the two odd primes, okay, and so on. And that's consistent all the way here up to here. So we'll need more examples. Okay, to see that pattern is a rule, or can we break that pattern? Uh, I don't know. Okay, so let me write this down. Okay, because this is our finding that we made today. I'm not going to call it finding of the day because what if we have more findings today? Okay, some perhaps even more significant findings than this. Right? We don't know. I don't. Okay. Okay. I wrote this down. Now we are free to erase this. Okay. My right hand has healed up. Okay, it's completely healed. So my guess, it shouldn't take too long before we prove. I mean, break the pattern. All right. Um, shouldn't take too long. We'll do one row by one row. Okay, row by row. So when I was in law school, I watched this documentary. Uh, I think before I went to law school, I watched this documentary. I mean, it was a lecture. Okay, he's a very famous contemporary attorney in Texas. All right, he didn't go to big school. He went to a law school in Texas, which is not like top 10 or top 20. Okay, so but uh, this Texas attorney, he graduated and he got a lawyer job under a very famous Texas attorney. Okay, and so he learned the ropes, and later on he branched out. He got his own law office, and he became a very successful trial attorney, and he won big lawsuits. Okay, so I watched his lecture that he gave to Harvard Law School students. Okay, so he was invited by Harvard Law School professors. So yeah, I watched their YouTube, and that was before I went to law school. Okay, after I went to law school, I watched a documentary about lawyers, and he was that Texas attorney was in that documentary. Okay, so I don't remember his name, but he's contemporary. Uh, his strategy is this. His strategy is more about entertainment, entertaining the jurors, judges, even his opponents. Okay, and he said, "Hey, because judges or their judicial clerks or the other side lawyers, jurors, they want to be entertained. They don't want to be bored. So he was that was his strategy, and he was very successful in that. Okay, he was able to entertain with all these PowerPoint slides and stuff. A lot of jokes, right? Very passionate, more like legal drama, more like legal comedy. He has a fantastic sense of humor, right? Uh, so yeah. Okay. Oh, let's underline add composites. All right. Okay. One one nine is a composite. Hmm. Is it like 17 times or 29 times? 119 is a composite, huh? How can that be? 17 times 7? Hmm. Okay, okay, okay. 70 times 7. Okay, so it's composite. Okay, okay. Now let's look. It seems to be a rule, all right? Yeah, it seems to be a rule. Okay. Yeah, it does make sense. It does make sense. So what's the rule? It's this. Okay. Two cases. It's a rule. Yeah. You don't need any more example. Yeah, we did not break the pattern. We found the pattern to be a rule. Okay. Good, good. We have two prime, okay, p and p n plus one, two adjacent primes. And let's say if there are odd composites between them, two cases when there are even number of odd composites or odd number of odd composites. Okay? We are only dealing with odd numbers. Forget about even numbers. We don't do that here. Okay? I mean, in code box triangle, we only dealt with even numbers, right? Now we are only dealing with odd numbers. Balance. We are being thorough, right? Because gold box triangle approach dealing with even numbers, it did not give us any result. So let's go to the other side of the moon, so to speak. All right. Okay. So two cases. Okay, the odd number of odd composites, or there are even number of odd composites. All right. Can you come up with a formula? It's easy. All right. We are dealing with consecutive odd integers. Some of them are primes, some of them are odd composites. Okay. So yeah, it's very easy to come up with a formula for these two kinds. Try it. Okay. We'll take 5 minutes break. Very good. Okay. Okay. Now we have some numerical formula that will express the numerical relationship between odd primes and odd composites. Very good. This is very easy, by the way. Okay. Don't think too hard. It's very elementary. Okay. Yeah. Because that's all the mathematics that there are now. Right? The conventional approach using all these fancy integrals and complex numbers and polynomials. I have no idea what they're talking about, but it is entertaining to look at it. It's beautiful. Okay? Although I don't understand what they're saying. It's beyond me. But the little that I know, I give it all. Right? And I believe we know enough to prove Goldbach's conjecture. Okay, so we'll keep doing our approach. Okay, but every now and then, as an entertainment, we'll look at. I mean, I look at what other contemporary number theorists do. Although I don't understand it, it is entertaining to look at, not read, but just look at what they did in LaTeX. I admire their diligence. Okay, I would never do that. Okay, do you know what I would do if I prove this? If we prove this, I would publish in Word, Microsoft Word, or open what that Apache, the Open Office, right? That's what I would do. Why? LaTeX is cool, but I'm not gonna do it. All right, so I will just publish in Microsoft Word, convert it to PDF, and then I put it in the archive. Archive with X. Yeah, peer review articles. They are too. They require LaTeX. I'm not gonna do it. Alright. I would just put in the archive. Okay, it's in online platform where it's not peer reviewed you review a journal. You can just, as far as I know, anybody can just upload. I don't know about that, okay? Because I didn't quite look at them, okay? But if they don't require any format, if don't have formatting requirement like LaTeX, then I just type it in Microsoft Word or OpenOffice, convert it to PDF, and I just upload it there, okay? Yeah, so I'm busy. Yeah, I got clean my bathroom, sweep the floor, vacuum the carpet, do the laundry, wash my dishes, cook my food, go shopping. I'm busy. Exercise, diet, whatever. I'm busy, okay? So, Okay. Do you need more time for this? I give you more time. Most likely you don't need more time for this, right? Just two cases, okay? Two adjacent primes. In between, yeah, odd composites, okay? And there are odd number of them, like 3, 5, 1, whatever. And even number of them, two of them, four of them, blah, 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 right? And come up with a formula, two formulas, okay? Simple task. Very easy task, okay? But if you need more time, I give you. Even if you don't need any more time, well, then you can take a break, okay? So I'm gonna tell you some other stuff. So, Professor Donald Knuth of Stanford University, okay, quite recently he gave an interview to some national level magazine, science magazine, okay. I read some part of it, okay, and then I was kind of disappointed to find out that he received this Alan Turing Award. Just like Mr. Iverson, yeah, he also received Alan Turing Award. To me, that's kind of disappointing. Why? Because I'm not a huge fan of Mr. Alan Turing. I'm not a huge fan of that man, Mr. Alan Turing. Okay, I don't like what he did, and in his personal life, and also this Turing machine. I think it's hugely overrated. I think it's dinosaur. I don't think it's very relevant today, and I don't think his theory is not that worthwhile to learn. I'm not saying we should engage in book burning. Okay, I'm not saying that. Okay? I'm against book burning. Even Mein Kampf by Herr Adolf Hitler. I don't think it's right to burn his books. Why? He burned a lot of books himself. Herr Adolf Hitler. We don't want to do the same thing. So censorship, right? If you legally ban the republication of his books, Mein Kampf, like My Struggle, they will be equivalent to book burning. Okay, so yeah, I don't like book burning. No. Okay, so uh, yeah, I was a little bit disappointed to learn that this Mr. Donald Knuth he accepted this Alan Turing Award, right? But hey, nobody's perfect, right? So Professor Donald Knuth, not to be confused with President Donald Trump, okay? Professor of computer science, he's also a mathematician, okay? So, and very good one, very good educator, good writer, okay? I purchased many of his books. Did I read it? No. Maybe I flipped a couple of pages of his books, okay? It's not that I learned a lot from Professor Knuth. It's just that he kind of surprised me a little bit. Why? Because I thought I discovered some brand new mathematics, like Boolean hybrid, and Professor Knuth, I found out in Wikipedia, uh, he didn't discover it himself, Iverson bracket, but he popularized Iverson bracket and kind of generalized it, right? So they kind of surprised me, and he surprised me before. This, that people call hyperoperation or tetraation, this generalized addition. I thought I discovered it for the first time, but no, somebody discovered that before I did. Yeah, they call it hyperoperation, tetraation, whatever, right? It has to do with Ackermann function, okay? And Professor Knuth talked about that. It wasn't his discovery, but he kind of popularized the idea. Alright, so yeah. So I purchased his books, but I didn't quite read them, alright? Because I don't have time, right? But every now and then I flip pages, okay? But that's very on a rare occasion. LaTeX, yeah, I know some, but not much. Okay, but if we end up proving this, if I end up publishing this, it will be Microsoft Word or OpenOffice, Apache OpenOffice, S Office. Okay, why? I don't have time to type it in LaTeX. Why? Because I know just a little bit. I have to learn it. Okay, and I don't have time. I have a full-time job as a lawyer. Okay, Mr. Gabel, Mr. Alua, they didn't have a good job, right? So they died young. I'm not like that. Okay, I have a lawyer job, so I do work full time. I do mathematics only in my spare time. Okay, so, because I don't want to die young. Well, first of all, I'm not that young. I'm 41. Okay, I'm not that young anymore. But I want to live long life. Okay, so so this anti-aging study, senescence or gerontology. Okay, because I kind of studied a little bit independently, right? So the species they tend to live very long time. They tend to have very slow metabolism, like very deep under the ocean, like rockfish. They live very long. Or some this gray shark living very deep in the deep ocean, very slow metabolism. They move very slowly and they live very long. Okay. How about birds? Yeah, some big birds like cranes, they live long. And big animals like elephants, they live long. Some big turtles, the what the Galapagos elephant turtle. You know, Mr. Charles Darwin studied. I've been there, right? Yeah, long life, very slow moving. All right, yeah. Some parrots live very long time too. Okay, okay. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay, let's make some example. Okay, so uh, it's like this. Uh, because it's such an easy problem, we go straight to the abstraction letters as opposed to concrete numbers because it's just way too easy. The difference between these two adjacent odd numbers, two, okay, two, two, two. So when there are odd numbers of composites, this guy is the average of the two, okay. When there are even numbers of composites between two adjacent primes, uh, the average between two primes will be even number. Okay, so this guy will be minus one, plus one, minus two, plus two. Okay, blah blah blah. Okay, so how do you formulate that? Hey, you gotta label this. All right. Oh boy. Let's say there are even number of composites, and let's say there are j number of odd number of composites. Okay. Boy. Perhaps we can combine these two. I don't know, but we do separately at first, at least. Okay. Okay. So uh, I'm trying to look for the most efficient notational convention here. Right? What will be the most efficient notational convention? Hmm. Well, you have Pn plus 2, Pn plus 4, Pn plus 6. Pn plus 2, Pn plus 4. By the way, so yeah, so if for whatever reason people decide to give me Alan Turing Award, I will flat out reject. I don't care if they would give me $1 million or whatever. Okay, I will have to reject because he subscribed to ideology that I oppose. What is it? Well, I'm not in liberty to tell you. Okay, it has to do with his personal private life, and I don't approve that ideology that he subscribed to. Okay, so I cannot accept that award. All right, unless they rename that award with somebody else whose ideologies are not too objectionable to me. Okay, all right. Okay, so this set in between composite set can be expressed as juxtapositional notation. Okay, juxta notation. Right, so juxtapositional notation. K from 1 to J Okay. Mm-hmm. That's the composite set between Pn and Pn plus 1. Okay. Oh, yeah. Then it combines both of them. Okay. Because when there are two of them, yeah, there are two of them. There are three of them, there are three of them. Okay. But what we notice is that when there are odd number of these in between guys, this guy has to be the average. There are even number of these in between composites. The average between two adjacent primes, it will be even number. So, and we are talking about composite odds. So it will be plus one minus one plus one plus two minus two. I mean plus one minus one plus three minus three plus five minus five. It goes like that. Okay. So yeah, it's just something we observed. Okay. So let me write this down. Uh, You know, we are building this house, this castle, gold box conjecture proof or disproof, brick by brick. It's a very slow process. Like contractors, home builders, right? Yeah. Brick by brick. We are being very patient. Okay, very simple. Now what? You know what's funny? Before this coronavirus came to the spotlight obsession of humanity, before that was in the news all the time. Yeah, climate change, right? So this Miss Greta Thunberg, right, the prominent anti-climate change activist who used to get all the international attention and spotlight, limelight before this coronavirus situation, okay? Now she want to regain her attention, her popularity, so now she's talking about coronavirus, right? Before climate change was the king, what was the mainstream discussion in media? Yeah, gay marriage, LGBT, transgender, whatever, right? And now they have all forgotten because this coronavirus is on the spotlight, kind of stole the show, stole the stage, right? So these LGBT activists, they're talking about they try to make some connection between LGBT and coronavirus, just like anti-climate change activists. They try to make some connection between coronavirus and climate change, right? They just want to be on the spotlight, attention. What is it? It's taxation, memory space from all these people. They are craving for attention so that people would remember them have some space in their heads is taxation. Just some small space from everybody, attention, popularity. That's what they're about. They're not about equality. They're not about protecting the earth. They're all about their attention. They're like attention deficit disorder people, okay? ADD, attention deficit disorder. They just crave their attention from people, everybody. So they feel very uncomfortable when they are not in the spotlight. When somebody else is in the spotlight, they feel very uncomfortable about that. So psychologists, psychiatrists, they have some good insights. Okay, I have to acknowledge that because they observe many people, their clients, patients. Okay, so they have some good insights. So all this LGBT activism, anti-climate change activism, yeah, this uh, attention deficit disorder, attention deficit disorder. Yeah, I'm kind of spinning off, okay, because that's not dictionary definition of ADD. I'm kind of making joke about that. Okay, I know there's difference between ADD and this joke. I know, right? But yeah, some of those people they feel very uncomfortable when they lose the spotlight. They always want to be on the spotlight. If somebody else is on the spotlight, like White House doctors, epidemiologists, if they're on the spotlight, they feel very uncomfortable about that. So they try to connect LGBT ideology and coronavirus or this anti-climate change ideology and coronavirus to regain their popularity, their international attention. It's all about money, power, fame. Okay, that control. Okay, that's why they do what they do. Subscription to these ideologies to get some attention, right? They're like children, right? Oh, I want to be popular. I want some attention. Maybe psychologists, psychiatrists, maybe they are right. Maybe even Freudian psychologists, psychiatrists, maybe they are correct. Maybe something happened to those all these celebrities. Maybe something happened in their childhood. Maybe they didn't get enough attention from their parents. Maybe that's why they crave for attention so much. Huh? I feel sorry for them, okay? All these anti climate change activists, LGBT activists, okay? They just crave attention. So obviously, in their childhood, maybe they didn't get enough attention. Is that why? Perhaps Mr. Sigmund Freud, maybe he got something right. Okay, perhaps. Yeah, all these people craving for media attention, these pro LGBT people, anti climate change people, some of them scientists, PhDs, just caving into, kneeling down to this anti climate change rhetoric, just to get some media attention, right? I guess, I guess they had some issues in their childhood. Maybe they didn't get enough attention from their parents. Psychological cases, right? I feel sorry for them. Okay. Attention deficit disorder. I'm making fun. I'm making a joke about that because there's something else in dictionary definition. Yeah, I know. Okay, but I'm just making a joke. we'll take 5 minutes break. Okay, so we got this. All right. Yeah, we discovered two things. Okay. The relationship between prime gap and composite summation of composite gaps. We got that. That's the first one. Second one. Yeah, the primes and composites in between. We have this nice equation right there. Formula, right? Yeah, composite set between sandwich between two primes. It's like you have these hot dogs or hamburger buns, hamburger sandwich breads. In between, you have ham, lettuce, Roman lettuce, or whatever. I mean, if this Walmart sandwich have some cheese, I had to de-cheese it. Why? I don't want to clog up my artery vein. Sometimes I do cheese, but not on a daily basis. Because if you got some cheese, oil, fat on your hand, it's very difficult to wash it off. You have to use soap. If you got some fat on your dish, you have to use detergent. It's not easy to wash that off. Imagine what those fat, cheese, mayonnaise, oil do to your body when it gets inside of your body, your artery, vein, your heart. And you have pancreas, that's like natural soap, I mean body soap, right? But it has limited capacity. So all these fatty acids, cholesterol, they start to accumulate inside of your body. Heart attack, aneurysm, diabetes, whatnot, right? With diabetes, there's more sugar, right? So when I buy this Walmart sandwich, it's about 5 minute process to get rid to the cheese, to get rid of the cheese out of the sandwich. Because I'm aging, I have to watch what I eat, right? Yeah. And I don't put mayonnaise in my sandwich. Okay. I love them. I do that mayonnaise cheese sometimes. Even fried gizzards, fried liver, chicken gizzards, fried chicken liver. I do that sometimes. That's so good. Mayonnaise, cheese, yeah, like once a year, once a quarter. Then what should you do? If you crave for cheese, mayonnaise, yeah, buy them. Then feed them to your dogs and your cats. They will love you. Okay? Dogs and cats, feed your cheese, candies to your dogs and cats. They will love you. Okay? But do not trash your body with sugar and fat. Yeah, buy cakes, birthday cakes, whatever. Feed them to your dogs and cats. Don't trash your body with sugar and fat. Why? Because it will become big problem, big pain and suffering later on. Overweightedness. That's the American pandemic. Coronavirus, oh, that's nothing compared to sugar fatism, tattoo piercism, gayism, ultra intellectualism. Okay, those are the pandemics, real pandemics that's plaguing and destroying America. Right? Coronavirus, that's absolutely nothing. There's no such a thing as coronavirus. No such a thing as coronavirus. It doesn't exist. Okay. There's no such a thing as coronavirus. What's destroying America is sugar fatism, tattoo piercism, marijuanaism, ultra intellectualism, gayism. Okay, those are the five corporate. Okay, sugar fetishism, tattoo piercism, gayism, tattoo piercism, sugar fetishism, tattoo piercism, gayism, sugar fetishism, tattoo pierce, sugar fetishism, tattoo piercism, gayism, and ultra interracialism, and cosmetic plastic surgeryism, marijuanaism. Yeah, some vapingism. Okay, these are the six culprits. Pandemics destroying America. All right, coronavirus. There's no such a thing as coronavirus. All right, that's not pandemic. These are the pandemics. They are the six culprits. Metaphysical criminals. These are what's killing Americans, right? And destroying Americans, right? So, coronavirus. That's nothing. Absolutely nothing, okay? There's no such a thing as coronavirus. These are the real monsters, right? Okay, we stop and restart, okay? So, we'll take 5 minutes, okay? So, I'm just exercising my constitutional right to free speech, right? No violence. We are against violence, okay? And, oh, yeah, abide by the law, obey the law. Because we don't want to go to jail. We don't want to pay fine. All right. Yeah, abide by the law. Okay. All I'm doing is exercising my constitutional freedom of speech right. That's what I'm doing. Okay. I'm being very respectful. Okay. All these people who subscribe to these ideologies, I mean, we will make mistakes. I do alcohol and tobacco. Many people think that's vices. We will disagree, okay? It's good that we disagree. Why? Diversity of opinions, checks and balances. Right? Yeah. People tell me, hey, smoke less, drink less. And sometimes I listen to them, okay? I try to reduce smoking and drinking. Yeah, checks and balances. It's all good, okay? So, all right? All right. We'll take 5 minutes, okay? So, thank you. See you soon.